This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, Lord. Maybe the main underlying message of Common Chords is that we want to tear down the things that separate us. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We're more separate than ever, coming out of George Floyd, coming out of the election, coming out of the pandemic. And so there's so little communication that we often talk about, okay, what is the one thing that we see that people don't have pushback? Among those things is art, music, and stories. Through your music and your art, I can experience your humanity. Oh, tell me what I say. 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 Nah. Tell me what I say. Oh, I think we should do that again.
Common Chords did not spring out of nothing. It sprang out of 30 years of traveling around the country with my best friend, reminding people that there are more things to celebrate than there are to fight about.
So we have this friendship. And, you know, it's just our friendship. But then we start to see that there are people who can't get past their differences, who cannot communicate unless they are carbon copies of each other. And I think we started to realize that the same love of shared values that made us friends were applicable to other situations in the society.
One of the things we started to notice about the work we did as a duo was the stories we told, the educational aspects of the stuff we did, turned out to be the thing that actually makes us unique.
With bluegrass, you had a guitar player by the name of Lester Flatt, and Lester used to play something called the G-Run. Mr. Watroba, would you demonstrate the G-Run?
Every bluegrass guitar player at the end of the phrase would go.
Oh, that's pretty. Would you do that again? Now, you know.
So basically, when we decided to actually formalize it into a nonprofit organization, the idea was to take what we've already done over 3 decades and put it into words and make an organization around it.
So part of the idea of art is, and storytelling and songwriting, is that I can put my story into that song. You experience the song, you learn more about me, I learn more about you, and then we can have a conversation. So this song is for my great-grandfather. His name was Will Cunningham. Connecticut County, Alabama, 1925. Will Cunningham rode into town to get his week's supplies. Now, Will was a black man who'd fought in World War I, and he'd faced the smoke and powder, but he never chose to run.
You know, when it comes to choosing songs for the performance, sometimes we don't even do full songs. We'll just do snippets of songs that are examples. We use the metaphor of a tree. So we'll say, imagine this big tree out in the middle of the forest. And on this tree are all these different branches, and each branch is a different kind of American music. New branches off that tree seem to pop off every time people from diverse places share their music with each other.
So we get a guy by the name of Son House who's down in Common County, Mississippi, and he's doing a song called Death Letter Blues. And it's like, I got a letter this morning, how do you bring it read? Said hurry, hurry, cause the gal you love is dead. Got a letter this morning, oh Lord, are you ringing red? Rap is old. Rap goes back to slavery time. Then it came up through gospel. People literally rapping. And then jazz is called scatting. So Matt and I can show you that this stuff has a 200-year-old plus foundation that's based in the idea of using the rhythmic word. And that's just one genre that you can do that with. You know, I packed up my suitcase, took off down the road. When I got there, she was laying out on the cooling board. I ate up close and I looked down in her face and said, hey, you know I love you, but I just can't take your place. It seemed like the thousand was standing round the funeral ground. I didn't know how much I loved her till it put my baby in the ground for my arms. And then I walked away and said, hey, you know I love you, have to see your judgment day. You know I woke up this morning, it was about to break a day. I was hugging on the pillow where my baby used to lay. And know I went to church, bowed down, I tried to pray, but the blues come along and they blowed my spirit away.
And for me, that message boils down to this idea that if it wasn't for the sharing of different cultures in our country, we wouldn't have the music we have. And I think we hone that down into a presentation that has the ability to really have people leave a little different than they were when they got there.
Hopefully, when you leave, you start to think about how many things that I thought were set in stone are now fluid.
One of the things I got really excited about is this idea of not just saying we hope that this fosters conversation, but we'll facilitate the conversation.
And what is it that drives fear? It's the unknown. You know, it's if it wasn't for us meeting, we would have never probably had the courage to do it under any other circumstance. So I think one thing we can all do in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King is to step out of that comfort zone.
One of the ideas is to get to the point to teach perhaps like-minded younger artists that the music is a tool for change, and that sort of coming off of that seed, we end up growing a garden that everybody can enjoy.
Could you love me if I don't look like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true.
Use the music for healing, use the music for social change, use the music to tell a great story, to create bridges between communities.
Everything Common Chords does will always have that idea, is how can we bring diverse people together to get to know each other, to hear each other's stories, to sing each other's songs.
Common Chords doesn't solve all of those problems, but hopefully it causes us to question our answers to the point where maybe that little germ of a song or that story or that concert causes us to rethink some other things and reorder some things in our world.